Hello everybody! Welcome to Tractor of the Year 2021 and welcome to the first of our 3 episodes dedicated to a specific topic. Today's topic is connectivity. My name is Pietro and we are streaming live from Italy. I hope you all have watched our Tractor of the Year launch event, Let the Challenge Begin, in which we provided a lot of general information about Tractor of the Year or Toty. If you missed this show, you can of course watch it again at totydigital.com. Now let me say hello to our 2 guests, Mr. Luca Zorloni, who is in charge of the columns Economy and Internet at Wired.it. Good morning,
Hello.
Luca.
Hi.
And Mr. Yuri Dantilio, he is field engineer at BKT Europe, our main sponsor, who is connected with us from the headquarters of BKT Europe.
Hi everybody.
Hello, Yuri. Well, having an expert connected with us fits perfectly into today's topic, connectivity. Already in the last episode, we touched this topic when we talked about the Tractor of the Year white paper, where connectivity is one of its main topics. Connectivity equals being connected. Today, each and every one of us is constantly connected with both people and with things, in both, at work, and in our leisure time. In terms of connectivity, our guest Luca Zorloni is a real expert, and I'm glad that he is here with us to give us some general insights. Luca, connectivity has become all-embracing. Can you give us a sort of outlook into the future and illustrate the advantages of connectivity?
Well, for sure, it's a pleasure. The future is 5G, the 5th standard of mobile telecommunication. So what does 5G mean? Well, 3 new features according to Qualcomm, one of the biggest telecommunication operators in the world. The first is the possibility to enable a mobile ultra broadband. That means the capacity to transmit and exchange terabytes of data per second per square kilometer, a big and a real strong uniformity of the bandwidth, and a great optimization of the use of the frequencies. That, for example, is very useful when you're talking about virtual reality or tactile internet. The other feature is the possibility to enable critical services like autonomous car or remote surgery. You need a low latency, in the case of 5G is as low as 1 millisecond, and the possibility to have a strong cybersecurity of the networks. And the last feature is the massive Internet of Things, very important when we are talking about smart agriculture, for example. So the possibility to get a dense skin with sensors like millions per square kilometers, and also the possibility to have batteries that last at least 10 years. So is a real, more convenient in terms of expense when you are to develop a big network.
Well, thank you very much for this comprehensive overview. That leads me to my next question. So I can imagine that these times of social distancing and lockdowns act as a sort of catalyst for the evolution, for the further evolution of connectivity. So what was and still is the impact that the COVID-19 pandemic has on it?
Well, yes, probably. Let's see this meme that is, on the social media during the pandemic. Who led the digital transformation in your company? The CEO? The Chief Innovation Officer, or the COVID-19? Well, maybe in many cases, it was the COVID-19. We were forced to do smart working, we were forced to use digital services, but that could be useful because, in case of need, sometimes you can have a sort of revolution. Let's see what happens about 10 years ago after the subprime mortgage crisis in the US. A lot of great companies start their business in that period, for example, WhatsApp, Instagram, Airbnb, Slack, Dropbox. So we had to keep the pace of digitalization after the COVID-19 and maybe also increase our investments. Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft, so I guess someone we can trust when we are talking about digitalization, said that we have done in 2 months an increase in the digitalization that was worth at least 2 years. So now we had to keep this revolution on and push on it.
All right, still speaking of digitalization, what perspectives, what possibilities do you see for the digitalization when applied to agriculture?
Well, As I said before, with the 5G, you can increase the digitalization even in, for example, in remote location, like, for example, the rural areas, the countryside. So for precision farming and smart agriculture. When we are talking about this, we have to keep in mind a number. 9.5 billion people. That is the explosion of the world population by 2050. That means that we have to increase the food production, and we can do it through smart agriculture. The investments are really high, around $23.44 billion by 2025 in smart greenhouse, or drones, robots, and precision farming. And consider that according to Ernest Young, a farmer in the 60s, so during the mechanization revolution in agriculture, fed around 26 people. In 2015, so during the biotech revolution, he could feed around 155 people. With the digitalization, a farmer could feed 265 people. So we have to really invest on this technology to improve our food productivity.
Well, all of this, all that you have mentioned, of course, cannot be achieved without technology.
Yeah.
So we have Svetla Stefanova from Bulgaria. She's going to give us her opinion on connectivity and modern technologies and reveal us her expectations about Tractor of the Year.
Hello everyone, I'm Svetla Garbeshkova, jury member of Toty team from Bulgaria. I'm representative of AgroTV, internet platform agro.bg and AgroCompass magazine. This year, again, we are looking for most amazing, state-of-the-art and impressive tractors of the year in each category. The big challenge is to find many innovative features. Some of them are connectivity and digitalization for precision farming operations and automation technologies. Thanks to connectivity and digitalization, tractors become an integrated part of agricultural production system. This is a modern technology for best performance on the field with great and precise operations and receiving information in real time. It's easy to manage, monitor and transfer data. You can reach more productivity and excellent digital control from the cap. Connectivity and digitalization are integrated solutions for smart farming which help farmers to save time and resources and to optimize the expenses, and at the end of the day, they will be happy. Best control, best results, best effectiveness. New challenges and new opportunities. Let us see them in this year's competition. Me, as a jury member, will be happy if Tractor of the Year can combine these important features. That's all from my side. Stay tuned.
Thank you very much, Svetla Stefanova from Bulgaria. What do you think of this, Luca?
Well, I totally agree with Svetla. Two tips. The first one, you can't postpone the investment on digitalization. You have to do it right now, and even if you run your business in a similar way for decades. And the second one, keep in mind the number that I mentioned before about the increase of the world population. We need to reduce the waste of foods, of resources, and this could be a market for smart agriculture and for operator that works on smart agriculture. And according to the Tufts University, there is something like about $250 million of market value in this business, so I think that you should invest on it.
All right, speaking of technologies and processes, Yuri, which ones would you consider as essential ones for connectivity?
Thanks, Pietro. Yes, I would divide the topic into the underlying needs, the technology that makes connectivity possible, then short-term and long-term improvements. Basically, the needs are everything that has to do with the big evolution that we faced over the last decade in agriculture. And this is related to the changes that we have seen, not only in the global food demand, but also in the urbanization, aiming at always increased efficiency of the entire system and providing solutions that are in line with the requirements of sustainability, and obviously that are also still profitable. The industry takes advantage of this technological progress to reach its targets.
Thank you very much, Yuri. Now, let's move to Spain, where our jury member, Señor Borja Mendieta, will give us some insights on local agriculture along with the importance of connectivity and digital tools.
Hello, everyone. My name is Borja Mendieta, Director and Head of Marketing of the Spanish magazine Agrotecnica and also AgriWorld in the Brazilian and Argentinian market. We represent the Spanish jury of the Tractor of the Year Award since the beginning of 1998. It's a pleasure to be here with you in this new 2021 edition. We are here with all of you to give you a short vision of the importance of precision agriculture and connectivity, and about the importance that it has at the moment. Innovative devices connected to a wide range of sensors that take data from water, soil, plant, and climate to send them wirelessly to a cloud server, an information analysis platform that allows access to data in real time and from everywhere through the web or your mobile device. For example, in Spain, it's a country where there are different crops, both extensive and special, with a generally dry climate in the south and humid in the north, with a diverse geographical areas, which is why new connectivity technologies, precision and agriculture, and other technical improvements are key and as an aid to the farmer in making his work profitable and improving his crops using current tools and technologies. Everything related to the connectivity and digitalization involves a process of different steps, including having a connected field and making an investment in technology, which over the years is increasingly profitable and productive. Just saying to finish that the digital ecosystem of precision agriculture is the growing acceptance of increasing year-by-year digital tools by the company tractors, and we are very interested on see it in the next edition of Toty. But also it's important that we must ensure that infrastructure and capacity of internet band grow with the growing demand. Well, time is money, that's all from my side. I return the connection to the studio. Greetings to all.
Muchas gracias, señor Mendieta. Luca, any comments to what we have just heard?
Well, you have shown us, this model with sensors, with the cloud computing, that it helps farmer to, for example, understand if your crop needs water or not. If you want to do this, and if you want to connect all the sensors to the network, you need to close the digital divide. This is the keyword, I think. Close the digital divide. Because there is a digital divide between cities and rural areas. And probably we talk too much about smart cities and not enough about smart land. And I think that because of the 5G and the ability to reach also challenging location, we can help the farmers to develop a smart agriculture, closing this gap.
Okay. Yuri, what are the advantages of big data analysis? I can imagine that data assessment allows for all sorts of adaptations which further contribute to satisfy the needs you mentioned before, or that Luca mentioned before.
Exactly. Technological progress integrating internet and microsensors enables the exchange of information about environment, such as land or climatic conditions. And this leads to a huge amount of information that can be collected from the environment. Not only about the environment, but also about equipment performance. As a result, equipment manufacturers have been able to further improve the efficiency and the function of their machines, directly integrating these sensors inside the machine itself. This results in a huge amount of data available, and that can be analyzed with the so-called big data approach.
Okay, well, to stay in this context, our Swiss jury member, Roman Engeler, has visited a contractor in eastern Switzerland, and he's going to highlight the advantages that digitalization has brought to the equipment fleet.
Hello everyone, my name is Roman Engeler. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Swiss farm machinery magazine Schweizer Landtechnik in German, and Technique Agricole in French. And I'm member in the jury of Tractor of the Year. Today I'm a guest of Chris Giger, a well-known contractor in the eastern part of Switzerland, close to the border to Austria, where Chris also works with his machines. With his machinery, he uses modern technologies that the wide field of digitalization offers today. For example, with telematics, he can see in real time where the tractors are working and in which operating status they are. In the future, it will be possible to anticipate problems and repairs. Such systems also offer the possibility of remote maintenance. Precision isn't only important when checking the machine, but also in the field. Sowing, fertilizing, spraying is now carried out with section control. The fields are GPS mapped. The implements are equipped with section control elements, so that seeds, fertilizer and pesticides are only applied where it's desired and where it gives a higher yield. However, this means that the tractor and the implements have to communicate with each other, which is usually done via Isobus interface. And later on, this data go from the machines to the office and can be evaluated there. All these elements play more and more an important role in agriculture and in the jury of Tractor of the Year too. Not only the engine, transmission or the equipment of the cabin, we have also a look to the degree of digital possibilities so that farmers and contractors like Chris get the machines which are useful for a modern, sustainable agriculture in the sense of more output with less input. And with these words, the lines go back to the studio.
Thank you very much. Herzlichen Dank, Roman. We have one more message from one of our jury members, and he has a quite interesting and somewhat critical point on connectivity and intuition. So let's hear it from Bas van Hattum from the Netherlands.
Hello to you all. This is Bas van Hattum, chief editor from Tracker magazine in the Netherlands. I'm here in a Dutch field now. We are testing a new merger rake behind me. This is the perfect moment for me to share with you my thoughts about the Tractor of the Year election 2021. The thing I would like to talk with you about is, we are all talking about modern technology, data-driven technology, connectivity, but most manufacturers only forget one thing. And that's one thing, that's what we call intuitive or intuitivity. What's the use of making modern machines, modern tractors with a lot of high tech on board when the farmer isn't able to use it? I give the example a lot of times about the engineers who work with tractor manufacturers and with the implement manufacturers. They work on cases like Isobus or GPS controlled systems. All these engineers, they know perfectly how things should work, make it work. And in the end, it does work. We have seen it a lot of times in the fields. We are impressed about the modern technology nowadays in agriculture. But then again, what's the use when the farmer who jumps in the tractor in the morning can't adjust it properly, can't get the data out of it? I give the example a lot of times from my iPhone, which is now fitted in this selfie stick. It's a modern tool. I haven't read one manual and I'm still able to do everything with it. I think that should be the main challenge for manufacturers in the next years. And you can't say that it's not possible. We have seen some manufacturers who started a few years ago from scratch, all over again, with new electronics, new terminals, new way of thinking, new way of checking, controlling and adjusting. And I think for the next years, the manufacturers who succeed on that level as the best, they might be the winners for the next coming years. These are my thoughts for now. The machine is coming back again, I hear it. So so I have to go back. Hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and hope to see you all soon, maybe next year. Back to the studio. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you very much, Bas van Hattem from the Netherlands. Well, Luca, I think this is a quite interesting question. What shall we do with all the best technology in the world if we're not able to use it? So a high degree of user-friendliness is a must, isn't it?
Yes, we have to work on user experience. My 2 cents, change the language. For example, during the pandemic, we see an increase of video consumption. Why don't we switch manuals and toolbooks to video tutorials that can help people to get familiar to the machine? And the other suggestion is to give the smartphone the importance that it already has in our daily life. We use a lot of digital services through the smartphone. The smartphone could be also a dashboard for the smart farm, for example. So I hope that we will invest more in user experience too.
Okay, thank you very much, Luca. So at this point, I would like to take the opportunity to remind you that Tractor of the Year is a contest and a challenge for the tractor industry. All the major brands are competing, and the awards are assigned to 4 different categories. We have Tractor of the Year, Best Utility, Best of Specialized, and Sustainable Toty. The first category is Tractor of the Year, with the following brands competing: Armatrack, Case IH, Claas, Fendt, Kubota, Landini, Massey Ferguson, New Holland, and Steyr. The second category is Best Utility, with the brands Armatrack, Case IH, Fendt, Kubota, Valtra as competing brands. The third category is Best of Specialized, and it has Antonio Carraro, Fendt, Landini, and Valtra as its contenders. And the last category is named Sustainable Toty, and all the shortlisted tractors of the 3 preceding categories will run for this award. So we are looking forward to an amazing parade of tractors. So we have come to the end of today's episode, but before we say goodbye, I would like to thank my 2 guests, Luca Zerloni here in studio with me, and Yuri Dantilio for being with us. He's from BKT Europe, our main sponsor. And of course, a big thank you goes out to our jury members from all over the world. My name is Pietro. Thanks for watching, and be sure not to miss our next episode about driving experience. So see you then, or as they say here in Italy, arrivederci.